Hot 1037, your boy Mix a Lot in the morning. You know I got stuff locked down around here. I got Sexy Tracy standing over here trying to wear a grin on her chin and won't let Mix a Lot in, man.
Seattle's own Sir Mix-a-Lot is true rap royalty.
Hot 1037.
He rules the airwaves from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. weekdays, spinning throwback hits and making his listeners laugh.
Hot 1037, we got that old school for you. Nothing but the best.
Tracy Singh is his producer.
It's like the best thing in the world. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, to go to work every day and know that I get to work with the king of old school.
The king of old school was born Anthony Ray and was raised right here in Seattle.
Yep, grew up 19th and Yesler, baby.
And where'd you go to school?
I came up during busing. So even though I lived right by Garfield, I was bused to Roosevelt.
How was that experience for you, though?
It was inconvenient because you're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're standing at the bus stop at 6:45. But the being exposed to other cultures and other ways of doing things was the best thing that could have happened to me, especially eventually becoming an artist.
So how did you get into music?
I stumbled into it, to be honest with you, because I was a gadget freak, and I understood what a capacitor and a resistor, but I realized this ain't gonna pay me. So one day I'm watching MTV, and a group called Kraftwerk comes on, and Kraftwerk is playing instruments, not drums. They're not playing guitars and drums. They're playing these weird things, hitting it with little sticks and buttons, and I'm like, that's what I want to do.
So when did you start writing?
I didn't care about writing much. I just wanted to make noise. So I wrote my first song back in 1982.
And what was it?
It was called Squared Ass Rap.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Right, so it was like I didn't want to rap. That's why I used this weird Smurf voice, yeah. And I was talking like this. All of a sudden, next thing I knew, I was being played in Miami. I'm like, how the hell did that just happen? So now I'm running around touring with that song, and I was like, I can't keep doing this. It's like, that's the Smurf guy. So I took it serious.
Well, that was just the beginning.
Front runners, the title of the show. The KOMO posse is always on the go.
It was around this time in 1988 that he made his debut on KOTV.
How do you get started doing this? I mean, it's pretty hard work to get.
Let me explain it to you, man. It's something like this. You get on KOMO and you take the mic from MC Steve Poole. It's my time to get on the camera. You take microphones from people in the middle of the act. That's how you get started.
Steve Poole, he had guts. He gave me exposure early, because people out of town knew me, but people in Seattle didn't. And he had a show called Front Runners.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was on that show, and people in town were like, wait a minute, that's the Square Dance guy. And all of a sudden it started I was no longer like Bigfoot.
Here's a young mix cooking up a smash single, Buttermilk Biscuits.
Y'all ready to get busy? Fleet from LA to the Carolinas. Dip them suckers in Aunt Jemima. Don't make a difference what food you make. Use buttermilk biscuits to clean your plate.
His following grew as he continued creating chart-topping hits.
Rolling and my posse was getting kind of bored.
I ended up doing a bunch of other songs, Posse on Broadway, and that was a platinum album. And then My Hoopty and Beepers, that was another platinum album.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
Then in 1992, his popularity exploded with the iconic hit, Baby Got Back. Tell me about how you wrote that song.
Well, Baby Got Back started as a serious song. Really, it was. Because at the time, women of color in the 80s, other than Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show, were either prostitutes, the overweight maid that gave advice to the white children in the family, and all that stuff. It was like, I got sick of looking at that. And it was like, it's almost like unless you assimilate as a woman of color, then you're not counted as beautiful.
He got some advice from his manager.
Nobody's gonna wanna hear it except for people that agree. He said, what you gotta do is fool them into believing that it's fun. And so I changed the song, I made it fast, I made it funny, tongue-in-cheek, but the messages are still there. And it worked.
Well, I mean, at first glance, it's about your love of, it's an ode to bodacious booties. Mm-hmm. But when you really listen to it and look at the images you have, it's celebrating women and other curves.
Yeah, and who they are, and culture. But it's real subtle. When I say red beans and rice didn't miss her, I wasn't talking about starch. I was talking about soul food.
Yeah.
And when so Cosmo says you're fat, well, I ain't down with that.
I love that line.
Yeah, give me a sister, I can't resist it. All that kind of stuff. There were subtle little messages, and what happened is the message ended up broadening to all women.
This
Nicki Minaj sampled it heavily, right?
Yeah.
Anaconda.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj. And it's funny because people go, oh, Nicki, well, she didn't talk about what you talked about. I'm like, she doesn't need to. She's proof that it worked. Because she doesn't have to mention her butt.
That's a really good point.
She can have fun with the song now because now it's the norm.
I also wanted to ask you about your relationship with Macklemore because I actually watched a little video, I think in 2011, you guys were on stage together at the Showbox, and
Yeah.
you literally said, I'm passing the baton to you.
Yeah, that got me in trouble.
Oh, damn.
I think people misunderstood what I was saying. What I was talking about is Mac had told me that there were some critics.
Make some noise! So makes a lot!
Basically what I said on stage was, don't worry about it. Just take this microphone from me like a baton and run like the world's on fire. So what I was saying was launch your career. And it turned into, he crowned Macklemore king of Seattle. No, I don't have that kind of power.
It did work, though. I mean, his career's done pretty well since you got your
that
nod.
was, I mean, and he's cool. Very modest, grounded, and he paid dues.
The value of hard work is something Mix knows all about. For years, he's been buying and selling Seattle real estate. Now he's combining his love of tech and passion for flipping homes on his new show, Sir Mix-a-Lot's House Remix.
Name is Anthony Ray, but you probably know me as Sir Mix-a-Lot. But I ain't just a rapper. These days, I'm flipping houses.
It's you and two friends, right, that are going in and flipping these houses?
Yeah, me and Rob and Sly, and me, I get a little crazy with it. I've had some homes myself, and I've kind of redone them, but I didn't really think I was good at it. But people come in the house and like, damn, who thought of all this? I guess I did.
Hot 1037 Mix, let's go.
Mix is still going strong. Besides his day job as a DJ and his house flipping empire, he has a new record ready to be released. Always innovating, it will reveal another side of him.
I own this town.
Decades after he started rapping, Seattle's Sir Mix-a-Lot is still making music his way.
And I love deep lyrics, and you don't get that a lot in pop music. Pop music's like, I love you, and I'm so happy about it.
There's room for both.
Yeah, there is room for both, because I do it.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.